What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today I'm taking you around the all-new VW Golf Mark 8.5, the facelifted Mark 8 Golf GTI. This car, when we drove it the first time, well, the Mark 8 in general, not a great car, especially interior-wise, with the infotainment that was super laggy and very prone to just crashing or freezing. Too many touch buttons. It just was not a very big success overall. There was also some cost saving going on the Mark 8 Golf that was a bit too obvious, and in general I don't think it was received very well. This time VW tried to at least fix a few of those problems, and yeah, we're going to take a look at it. I'll do a walk around, show you the spec, show you the changes, and then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. So we've got a beautiful red GTI today, quite a nice spec, suits the car well. We've got a little bit more of a sharp headlight for the facelift and an illuminated VW badge as standard on the GTI now. You also get this light bar running across the front with a GTI badge there, and some new bumpers with this, like, I don't know what that is, like a cross fog light in the bumper. Looks pretty cool. We've got these new 19-inch phone dial inspired wheels. So this is a modern version of the wheel of a GTI Mark 5. With a Torx wheel nut. That is kind of weird. Yeah, I think it's quite a cool wheel. I don't think everyone will love it, but I think it's a cool modern interpretation of this wheel, and yeah, I think it gives the car a cool look. We've got these Bridgestone Potenzas 235s at the front. Behind that, great brakes for the GTI. Braking performance is great. Adaptive dampers as well on this car, which are great. We've got a GTI logo here on the door. They moved it, used to be here. They moved it to the door because of the charge port on that side, I think, for the hybrid cars, and you can't have a badge there. So now they all have a badge there, which kind of looks a bit awkward and a bit out of place. It's a bit strange. Little side skirt there, privacy glass, Volkswagen on the B pillar nowadays. And then at the rear we've got a 235 as well. So all around, new rear lights as well, with those like LED squares. Not sure about the rear lights. I think the front is a big improvement facelift wise, but the rear I'm not sure. I don't really like the look of that rear light. But let me know in the comments what you think, if you like the facelift 8.5 Golf. Dual exhaust for the GTI, of course, and a proper boot. It's a very nice practical car. So let's take a look at the engine, which this still has no strut, so you still have this manual thing, one of the cost saving things I was talking about. And also, what is this? There's not even a logo on there. This is like the most generic engine cover I've ever seen. Holy moly. Okay, so this is the EA888 2-liter TSI engine with a little bump in power compared to the pre-facelift. We've got 265 horsepower now, so 20 horsepower more than before, and we've got 370 newton meters of torque. Now, it is a great drivetrain for a fast Golf. It is very effective. It is elastic. It is, you know, it's very usable, and it's not the most characterful unit, but I'll show you more later. So interior wise, we have a couple really important changes. So number one is that we have regular buttons on the steering wheel. They used to be touch based, and it's absolutely horrible. They're totally impossible to operate when you are trying to operate them, but if you're not trying to operate them and just driving, then you manage to press a lot of buttons all of a sudden. So yeah, just horrible. Doesn't work. This is much better. Physical buttons on the steering wheel. Oh, we even have a heated steering wheel. That's nice. And another change is that we've got a revised version of this infotainment. So When the Golf 8 came out, the 10-inch touchscreen with the infotainment, with the software was absolutely horrible. It didn't work. It was prone to freezing, as I said, crashing, and also just horrible to operate. Just a big train wreck. We talked to Golf 8 owners, you know, in the months and you know, year after the car came out, and they all said the same thing. It's a great car, but there's too much cost saving going on, and the screen and the system are just horrible. So what have they done? We've got a permanent shortcut bar at the bottom. We've got shortcuts at the top as well, and then you have another shortcut bar here that you can configure, so you can, you know, get in there what you like. That's the main thing about this system. You can configure everything, so you need to spend a few hours doing this, and then I think you will be absolutely fine with this system, because it works pretty well. And you know, it's been 3-4 days now and we haven't had any weird things going on with it, so it seems to be working well. You also have this shortcut for the assist, so you can immediately turn off the lane keep assist and the speed limit warning, which have to be turned on every time you get in the car and are very annoying. Other than that, we've got these nice tartan seats, really good seats, very supportive, manually adjustable, with even manual lumbar support and stuff like that. But seating position is great, nice and low. And then you have some more shortcuts here as well, which is great. So your climate, again the assist, and then the parking menu and the driving mode. So I think there's still too much touch going on, because this is still touch, the climate and the volume, which just physical buttons just rule. They are just better. However, this is now illuminated. It used to be not illuminated, so it will be impossible to operate in the dark. So that is a big improvement, and it actually works okay. So if you just get used to it, it works okay. So start it up. Sound wise, you do get a bit of a rumble and a bit of a pop. Doesn't sound too bad. It doesn't sound great, but it's not too bad. So unfortunately, no manual gearbox available anymore for the Golf GTI, so you always have the 7-speed DSG, which is a shame. I mean, yeah, apparently there were very few people ordering it with a manual gearbox, so you reap what you sow. If no one is buying it, then they just tend to disappear, unfortunately. So yeah, it's just a shame, because it does seem like, you know, the physical mechanical connection you have with the car decreases with every generation. So drivetrain wise, it's a good car for a GTI, for a daily usable hot hatch. It is a good drivetrain, but it's just, yeah, there's just not a lot of character, or I don't know, connection. It's just a bit dull. Let's just say what it is. It's just a bit dull. You have these tiny, very plasticky pedal shifters behind the wheel. I mean, what is that? Would be great if they were a bit larger and a bit more premium. And also there's no manual mode anymore, so I can just switch. I can only switch between drive and sport, and then if I use the pedals it goes into manual mode, but it always automatically shifts up a gear when you hit the rev limiter. So yeah, I can't do anything about this upshift, which is a shame. So this is a theme, you know, in and around the car, in and around modern cars. You have less and less control over the car you're driving. If I'm operating this system for too long, so let's say I'm trying to find a certain radio station, so I'm like, oh, where's my favorite radio? I do this, and then after a few seconds there's a safety thing activating and I can't use it. So I'm still looking for my radio. Oh, can't. No, not allowed to use it. Oh, I hate this so much about modern cars, that they take away control. It's a car. I am in control, not the car. The car should be telling me that I can't do this. You don't even know if I'm not paying attention. Maybe my eyes are that way and I'm just doing that with my peripheral vision, which is highly developed. Stupid. Don't like that. Also, it sometimes gives me like tips on the speedo that says let go of your throttle. It doesn't sound very friendly. Anyway, the more important things on a GTI, how does it drive? Well, the suspension, the chassis in general is very good. So we've got multi-link at the rear for the GTI, the MQB platform. It's been set up really well. I love this car for what it is, and that is a very fast daily. And to give you just a little bit extra bonus, it just handles so well. And then you've got, where is it? See, it is a bit complicated. You have to get used to the system. So if I go to mode, individual, there we go. And then I'm not allowed to do that. Oh, there it is. So this is the dynamic chassis control. This is the damper setting. So you've got 15 settings for the dampers, ranging from 1, 2, 3 above sport and 1, 2, 3 below comfort. So you can actually go super soft, or you can go, well, you can really feel that. Wow. So yeah, this is insane. So the difference between all the way sport, all the way comfort is huge. I think, you know, somewhere in the middle is probably the best setting. But the dampers are really good. And as I said, brake pedal feel, braking performance in general, really good. Apparently they looked at Ford Focus ST and Hyundai i30N as competitors for the chassis and the driving and stuff like that. And I think you really notice that, because it's judged really well. But before we hit the Autobahn, I want to tell you about Petrol Vibes. This is their newest edition, a neon track silhouette, basically, with all the numbers and names of corners, the different sectors. It looks absolutely amazing here in our workshop. They still also have the regular wall art car silhouettes, the 2mm thick steel that has been laser cut. Their designs are just gorgeous, and you can also submit your own car to their website and they will make a custom silhouette of your car with all your accessories, your modifications. It looks absolutely insane. We've had one made of a Toyota Supra recently and it is just gorgeous. We've got a lot of BMWs here in the workshop. We've got a couple of cool cars up in the sim room as well. And if you want one of these things, holidays are coming up. Perfect gift for yourself or any other petrol head. Make sure you check out Petrol Vibes and use code AUTOTOPNL10 for a 10% discount. Enjoy the video. So, onto the Autobahn, back to sport mode. Oh my god. Top speed, 250 kilometers an hour. I think we're able to do a little bit more than that. 100 to 200 we did 14 seconds. 0 to 100, 5.9 claimed, and that is exactly what we measured. But this is, you know, pretty impressive. It's quite a quick car, and it seems to just keep going happily. That's the beauty about this engine. It's, as I said, as a hot hatch, it's not great because it doesn't sound that great and it doesn't feel like it really enjoys being pushed. But as a daily, it's incredible. So this is, I think, top speed 263. Don't think it will go much faster than that, but not sure, because that didn't feel like a limiter actually. Oh, those brakes are very good. But you have a lot of torque available, and the torque is available very soon and, you know, over a wide range. So the car actually feels very quick. It weighs like 1350 kilos. And that means that it always feels like you're moving, like the car wants to go, and that is quite nice. You also have the VAQ system at the front, sort of an external clutch that mimics a limited slip diff, and you have the XDS torque factoring as well. So there is a lot of clever stuff going on, managing all the power going to the front wheels. It also has the VDM or VDS, whatever, the new computer that basically uses all the inputs from the car. So from the steering angle, the steering input, the throttle, the braking, the whatever, the traction, everything, and then determines what to do with the power. And that actually works pretty well. It doesn't feel like a mechanical limited slip, but it feels pretty good. Oh, it's quite torquey. You can really take a higher gear than you would think in a 2-liter car. This chassis and this suspension, wow, it's really very, very good. So again, it shines in being a Golf GTI. It's like they've perfected this recipe for so long, and they are so good at it. It's just I'm kind of missing a certain mechanical connection that is disappearing with all modern cars, basically. So that's not VW's fault per se, but you just feel that, you know, compared to a Golf 7.5, it just feels a bit more distant. But they've done a great job with this suspension setup and this chassis setup to still make this car enjoyable to drive and involving enough, while also being super capable at all the boring daily stuff. It's very practical, it's spacious, it's comfy, it's good looking, it's not in your face, it's not childish like a Civic Type R maybe, it's not too extreme. So yeah, very, very good car. So that's 266, shifting to 6th gear. I don't think it's accelerating. 267. I think this is it. But even at this speed, I mean, look at this. It's a Golf. This is pretty impressive. Cruising at top speed. I mean, you can cover some ground with this car. Yeah, 267, that's it. Man, great car. And they've also improved the in drive, like in regular, in comfort mode and stuff. They've improved the, I think, the alertness of the gearbox mainly, but maybe also a little bit of the engine tuning, that it just feels a little bit less dead, a little bit less asleep, a little bit more alert, which is great. So yeah, that's it. I think I've covered basically everything that you need to know. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed driving this car. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video, this playlist, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.